Will my cruise happen? Will my cruise happen? It's a yes or no question. Somebody tell me yes, somebody tell me no, and tell me now. Why is that so difficult? Everybody seems to have the answer, but when it comes to getting to the truth, you got to get to the person that has the right answer. And in cruising, that ain't easy. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Cruise News Show. I'm your host, Tony, here with a special edition, and it really grows out of a couple comments I saw on Carnival's cancellation date. And the real troubling thing is sometimes the way that things go down, people get angry at the wrong people. So, I've heard people say that, I feel like, customer service is being dishonest, or travel agents are being dishonest. And I think it's more complicated than that. Let's lay it out first. Just a couple days ago, Carnival canceled their cruises through April 2021, and there were a couple comments on my announcement video that said, I just made a payment today. I just paid off my Carnival Mardi Gras cruise this morning, and 3 hours later, it was canceled. What the heck? I had two people that said that. And then I also had this comment yesterday when we were talking about the no-sell order. Real quickly, let me show you this information. I did run a poll on whether you guys think that there will be a new no-sell order or not. And here's what it's looking like right now. 2,800 votes in, and 68% of you think that there's going to be a new no-sell order put on the cruise industry in the next 90 days. We don't know the answer to that question either, but we'll watch and see. In the comments on that video yesterday, somebody said, look, I called my travel agent and I said, is my Disney cruise still going in April? And they said yes. So I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Man. My cruise is not canceled. This is the problem. We're all sitting here looking for yes or no answers when it comes to will my cruise happen, and nobody has the answer. The answer to that question is more like secretive than the formula for the everlasting gobstopper. Like it's a Price Waterhouse Cooper the night of the Oscars holding the winner for will your cruise happen. Nobody really knows. I hope everybody knows that. Anytime that you're listening to commentary from me, analysis from my friends, commenters in the community, it's speculation at best. I don't think any of us have any kind of inside track, and the poor customer service and the travel agent community, this is what they're dealing with. It ain't canceled until it is canceled. I've said that many times. This is the thing that you have to remember. Your cruise is not canceled until it is canceled, and that may be even on the day that you make the final payment. How annoying would that be to make the final payment and then 2 hours later your cruise gets canceled? That shows you right there the customer service is probably going to be one of the last people to know about the cancellations, because I can't think that in good faith somebody would sit on the phone and let you make a final payment on your cruise if they knew that that cruise was going to cancel in the next couple hours. I've worked in corporate America, and a lot of those big decisions are held at the top. They don't trickle down. You're on a need-to-know basis. I used to work under this guy that rose through the technical ranks from IT, moved into IT leadership, so very green when it came to leadership and a little bit immature. And they were always telling this guy stuff that he couldn't tell anybody else. And instead of just walking around like, with a poker face, he would always let on that he knew something that he couldn't tell you. And he would say it like, I know something that I cannot tell you. But whenever this dude had the big IT scoop that was coming down the pike, the person that was repairing PCs, they didn't know that at all. And so it's analogous. The leadership in the cruise line, they probably know when the cancellation's coming, but the person working the phone, they don't. And so it's not canceled until it's canceled. They'll take your final payment, and then 3 hours later, your cruise will get canceled. Same thing for travel agents. Very rarely do I feel like, we get information here on the travel side that is more fresh than what the public's getting through the public channels. So your travel agent, to the person that said my travel agent said my Disney cruise is still going, well, yeah, it is to them. And look, those stories about people paying off the Mardi Gras and then getting canceled, that wasn't the only scenario that played out this week. We had a ship that was sold off by Princess that resulted in cruises being canceled. The Quantum of the Seas, they're staying in Singapore. Royal Caribbean's not even going to bring it over for the Alaska season. They're going to keep cruising in Singapore as they're currently doing. And that was a whole nother set of cancellations. So that was, nobody knew that. It just happened. And then all of a sudden people got canceled. So that's what you're dealing with. You don't know. Now look, while I don't have any secret information about the cruise restart, I do have secret information about the YouTube channel that I can share with you. Did you know that over the last 28 days, only 51.2% of the people watching these videos are subscribed? That means that only 51.2% of the people get notified when breaking cruise news happens. So that means that 48.8% of the people, they're just missing out on the notification. Which camp are you in? If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these updates. Thanks in advance. So what am I trying to tell you here? I'm trying to tell you that there's really no secret knowledge, no insider knowledge. The vast majority of people in the world don't know the answer to the question, will your cruise happen? And even if you're talking to a representative from the cruise company, even if you're talking to a travel agent, be skeptical when they tell you that your cruise is still going. Your cruise is still going at that moment, but it could change at a moment's notice, and they're not gonna know until probably you know. So how do you respond to this knowledge if it's new knowledge? The big way to respond is be very cautious when making final payments on cruises in 2021. And I've advocated this even before the shutdown. Don't pay your cruise off until final payment day or almost final payment day. In this scenario, the way it helps you out is that if your cruise cancels prior to the final payment day, you are not out the cash. You're not waiting through the refund process. You're not trying to decide whether to take a future cruise credit. You still have your money that you can make your money decisions with in uncertain times, and you don't have it tied up in some way just because you thought that your cruise was going to go. I think everybody's shell-shocked when it comes to cruise cancellations. I think everybody is somewhat apprehensive of cruises they may even have booked a couple years from now. Like, no, will that cruise go or not? But just because we are weary, just because we are shell-shocked, it doesn't mean we should start making bad decisions. The way that we can travel as often as possible is to make good decisions with our money. And the way we make decisions with our money is sometimes based off of key information such as, will my cruise happen? So are the customer service people being deceitful? Are travel agents being deceitful when they work off of the information that they know? No, they're not. This is unfortunately the system. They pull up the cruise. If the cruise isn't canceled, then they do with what they got to do with the cruise. It's only until that cruise is canceled before things even change, and then a different process is involved. So I would say, if you're out there and you're disgruntled with the customer service, disgruntled with the travel agent, give them a break. They're like the rest of us. They're the last people to know. And certainly I'm not trying to turn anybody off to their favorite travel agent or their favorite customer service or their favorite YouTuber. Just trying to put it out there that there is a lot of uncertainty for this particular question. And some have suggested that all this uncertainty could be done away with if the cruise lines would just shut down for a year, just cancel all of 2021. That doesn't make good sense either. We're in a situation where we don't know what the world's going to look like in 60 days, what the world's going to look like in 90 days. And if you go back 11 months, the world was drastically different. And so just to assume that the right answer is just to give up on your business or give up on the year, it's kind of lazy. The work that has to happen on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. And the cruise lines have to get to the point to where they can reopen their business. And by shutting it all down, that's just not the solution. It wreaks havoc on all of us waiting to know that yes, no question. But yeah, that's the world we live in. It's better to adjust to that reality than to just worry about what isn't. It's a cautionary tale. It's a word of warning. It's a public service announcement. Customer service doesn't know. Your travel agent doesn't know. I don't know. So be cautious. My question for you is this: where do you go to find out when your cruise has been canceled? Do you normally get an email from the cruise line? Do you see something on social media, something on YouTube? I would love to hear what your source is for finding out that your cruise is canceled. Leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching the show today. Please show your support by hitting the like button. This is Tony with Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.